Hi, I'm Kristal Hart, and welcome to the Kristal Hart Show. We are at Church Street Gym in New York City, and this is Fight Week. This is the Teofimo Lopez who will be defending his title against George Kambosos Jr. We are at the media workouts here in New York City. The fight takes place Saturday, November 27th at Madison Square Garden, and it will stream live on Dazn.
We walking him down, and I'm letting him know. So I'm letting him know the game plan before it even happens. We're walking you down, and we're beating the shit out of you. That's all we're gonna do. So I'm letting him know. So he better be ready.
What do you think of Triller going head-to-head with your son on Saturday night?
The what?
What do you think of Triller going head-to-head?
Listen, man, 4.2 million people watch my son fight Lomachenko. Out of those 4.2 million, I see them watching my son again. Those are fans. I was talking to Chappelle yesterday, and he told me, man, that was amazing what your son did with Lomachenko, and he's a big fan of ours, and I didn't even know that. And so we got the celebrities, we have everybody tuning in to see this fight. It's the most amazing fight in the world because people like knockouts, But we fight real fighters to knock them out. Not like Tank that fights chumps to make it look good. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're doing. They're giving him fucking champs. I say, Cruz, get the fuck out of here. You crazy? You know what I'm saying? People are going to pay to see that shit. I want to see it. I want to see it. People pay to see that shit because it's fucking bogus. I mean, the guy that he was going to fight before was a good competition for him. I really think that, that if... I don't know what the hell happened there, man, but it's kind of shisty, you know what I'm saying? But let's go to another, something else. All I got to say is we're ready. Kambosos got nothing for us. We're going to knock him out in the first round. It won't go past 3, and I'm saying it right here.
Sounds to me like almost like you want to fight Josh Taylor.
Listen to me, man, because I know a pussy when I see a pussy, and I hate pussies. You know what I'm saying? Instead of him saying, okay, I'll take the challenge, then I will respect him more. You know what I'm saying? Instead of him saying that my son hasn't finished and accomplished, to be undisputed at 135, that to me is a scary man. He's scared of us. So that's why I don't like it, because you don't talk like that when we just fucking beat the best fighter in the world in Lomachenko. And ain't nobody in the world could beat Lomachenko. That's why there's nobody calling them out. Kome, Nakatani, those are the only 2 guys in the 135 division that got balls. And I tell you right now, because the other guys are just worried about their freaking O. You know what I'm saying? They got this, Floyd Mayweather fucking shit, that he implemented into the sport, that you cannot lose a fight, because if you lose a fight, you're not going to be the same no more. It's bullshit. We took the risks. How come these guys are not doing it? I don't hear nobody calling out Lomachenko. Why? Because you beat the shit out of all of them guys.
Does it get frustrating?
Do you think it's easy to freaking take away those angles that he does? It's not. We train hard for that shit. We worked on that shit. 2 months with my son, worked on those angles. That's why I'm trainer of the year. You
don't rate Catterall as an opponent for Taylor?
Fuck no. That's an easy fight for him. But I like it. It's in February. We might fight in February. We can fight in the spring. I mean, Bob already promised me the fight. Let's see. But now he's talking bullshit, saying that he wants Crawford with Josh Taylor, which is bullshit.
Your son said that when he's going to 140, he's going to drop the belts. He's going to drop the belts when he go to 140?
Oh, of course. I mean, he had like this dream of fighting Josh Taylor at 137 at a cash weight so all the belts could be on the line. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Josh Taylor will go down to that weight. We was undisputed at 135. We'll let it go. We go and be undisputed at 140, move on to 147. You know what I'm saying? I know what my son can do. And we just hungry. We hungry. We here to take it all, bro. It's a takeover. Like what we've been saying since the beginning. Ain't nobody believed us, The only Hispanic dude doing it after Canelo. The only one. You know, everybody else has tried, and they haven't even gotten to that momentum, and they getting dropped on the floor. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't easy, man. People don't understand. It's a crap. It's perfection. It's knowing when like my son knows timing, like the timing that he has, nobody in the world has. At the end of the day, when we finish, done with this shit, he's gonna be the best fighter that ever lived. I said it before, nobody believed me, everybody thought I was crazy, but I say it right now. And you know, this recording is gonna be out there. I say right now, he's gonna be the best thing that ever happened in boxing. Okay, that's what I know. We already doing it. The only one that is even close to us was Sugar Ray Leonard, with 16 fights undisputed. Sugar Ray Leonard, he's far away too. You know what I'm saying? Do the math. I met the people that do math and shit, and they already told me this. They told me this shit.
Yo, growing up in New York City, how does it feel? Did you ever think that your son was in the headline, MSG, New York City?
Never in my life. Never in my life, because I didn't push him to fight. I used to fight. And one of the trainers saw his talent and told me, yo, listen, you should pay mine to him instead of you. And that's where it started. But I never pushed my son to box. You know, numerous times when like they gave him a bad decision, like he would say, I'm quitting. I would say, okay. And I would let him, like 3 days later, whoa, papi, I want to go to the gym. So it was just meant to be, man. It was meant to be. It was like, it's something I can't explain. He's just wonderful, bro. And yeah.
Looking to conquer after, say, you guys are potentially talking about going up to 140. Is there any potential that you guys might go even higher than that?
Of course, after 140, we'll go to 147. We don't got nothing to wait. You know, he walks around like a 155, 160. So, you know, it'll be easy. You see how sharp he looks. You know, I can't wait. And right after Josh Taylor, we'll move up to another weight division. What we're going to do at 147, we beat the best guy, supposedly.
What's an ideal matchup, a dream matchup that you would like for your son to
Canelo and him. You know, 4 years from now. You know, 3 years from now.
At cruiserweight?
Yeah, you know, at 160. At 160. 160. You think he's not coming back?
4 years?
You know?
What's your thoughts on that?
He be probably fighting heavyweight, right?
What's your thoughts on that? Canelo shooting up cruiserweight for his next fight.
I like it. I like it. The guy that seems tough. Who he's fighting? That black dude, right? What was his name? Makabu, yeah. That's crazy, man. Who the fuck is doing that shit? Right. You know? He's the only one doing it, and they don't give him credit for it, you know? They say that Canelo picks his fights. It's bullshit. He picks his fight because nobody want to fight him.
He picks champions.
Exactly. You know?
Are you finding that happening with your son?
I think so. But I think the money's going to be too big for people to ignore us, you know, but I see it happening, yes. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. Josh Taylor don't want to fight us, you know, and supposedly we should be scared of him because he's the undisputed champion at 140, you know, and I'm chasing this dude. You know, I shouldn't be chasing this dude. He should be chasing us because right now, in the game of boxing, it's only Canelo and my son. Who else is out there? Nobody. You know, in the heavyweight division, yeah, Tyson Fury and all these cats, but like.
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah. The small, nah, man, come on. You know, Terrence is on his way out. He's already 35 years old. You know, great win with Sean Porter. I don't take that away from him.
But do you think he's had that same problem with his career, that just people don't seem to want to fight him?
Who, Terrence Crawford? Of course. That's the situation that they have. We had sparred Sean Porter numerous of times. My son has gotten the best of him. So, you know, so we already know where we're going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't predict the future. I just see it.
What do you think about his retirement, Sean Porter?
I think it was more of him being upset with his father. He's just tired of being manhandled from his father. You know, his father is like has all his career has manhandled Sean. I know it because I train with them, and it's about time. I feel happy for him. Mr. Kenny should have never said what he said after the fight. You know, if you're gonna take the fighter out of the fight, you just say, I thought my son was in danger and I had to take him out. But you don't say he wasn't ready, he didn't train right, this and that, you know, because Sean didn't like it, and you guys seen that. Sean just walked away from him, and Sean was just telling him to get away from him, you know, and he was right. He was still strong. He was hitting the freaking floor, you know. I would have never taken my son out of that fight because Crawford wasn't going to put my son in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? You know, Sean doesn't have that. I mean, Terrence Crawford doesn't have that power to put you in the hospital. So why am I going to stop the fight? You know, those were really good takedowns. But I know Sean was going to hurt my son. If Sean would have been my son, I would have never stopped the fight. He still had 2 more rounds. You know, he got dropped a couple of times. What I think I would have told Sean in the corner, I would have said, listen, you got to relax. You got to take your time and don't go crazy. You know, because for a man to do what Sean did, all those rounds, is just crazy. You know, that's the athlete that he is. You know, nonstop going after Crawford, getting him in trouble. If that fight would have been with my son, they would have criticized the shit out of my son. But it was Terrence Crawford. But he was hurt lots of times in those rounds.
At what point would you call a fight on your son?
If I know a guy's going to put him in the hospital, you know, which Terrence is not going to do that. He doesn't have that power to do that. So I think that I would have given Sean 2 more rounds. I would have given him the 2 rounds. And Sean knew it. That's why he was upset. You know, he went up to his father, he went like this when his father, you know, took the fight off. But listen, we're here to stay. I don't care what nobody says. The takeover's here, and don't miss the fight November 27th, Madison Square Garden. Watch it on the Zone. We're here to stay, and it's going to be explosive.
And hey, just to end, you know, I saw you in Las Vegas, but I was running out of battery power for the Fury-Wilder fight. That was a good fight. What'd you think of that one?
I predicted a 7-round knockout, and it happened a little bit later, but I predicted Fury knocking him out in the 7th round. You know, I saw it. I saw it in Wilder. He was nervous. Do you
think it was the weight? Do you think Fury just had too much weight?
No, of course. I mean, like, you got to use every advantage you have, right?
I mean, that was like 40 pounds.
Exactly. He was just going on top of him every time they got close. You know, that's a strategy in boxing. You know, use your weight on the other fighter so he could lose his legs. And Wilder doesn't have great legs. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good strategy from Fury, and he's the world champion. A good friend of mine too.
Thank you, and thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot for everything.
And I'm Kristal Hart reporting from Church Street Gym here in New York City. This is Fight Week. Once again, Teofimo Lopez will defend his title against George Kambosos Jr. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.